Brooklyn's own Hashi. Boy, I mean, that boy got more lines, boy, than a pimp in the 80s. We're going to start calling you Iceberg Slim for what you're doing and for the culture and everything. It's great to have you in the building, so definitely, Malcolm. We're going to talk about a lot of really, really good topics today. Not nervous. We dug up your old Facebook stuff, all your girlfriend. I'm just kidding. We don't even know none of that stuff, honest to God. But game changing, we're gonna get into that topic soon on how you doing the stream life and great summer Pro City. I know Mike Walker's seen you several times as well for what he does with M Fidel Photography and so on and so forth. But Miami University,
yeah,
Villanova,
yeah.
Boy, you talk about Jay Wright. Jay Wright better put you in the wheel.
Jay Wright was my guy, man.
Talk about your experiences at those Division I universities and explain to the kids how difficult it is to play at these programs in these universities. Sometimes they talk about D2, D3, JUCO, and all those things, and you're doing coaching now as well. Just to explain your experience from high school to getting to those Division I's and with those coaches that you were around.
It's a very, very difficult experience, man, because like you said, that's the highest level. You know what I mean? You're talking about Big East, you're talking about ACC. So, when you get to that level, you have to be extremely dedicated to your craft. And you can't be, messing around and, you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you're trying to play basketball, then you need to dedicate yourself. You know what I mean? And it's different, man, because, when they recruiting you, they come to your house and they tell you all the things that you want to hear. Oh, we love you. Oh, you're the greatest, this and that. And then they get you on that campus, and it's like, this is not the same guy that was at my crib. Like
Miami first, was that Jim Larinaga down? No, that's
I had Jim my senior year. So I had Frank Hay first, my first 3 years, and then he left, and then we had Jim Larinaga. And even Miami was a blessing, man. Again, going to Miami, you see everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? I remember when I first went down there, I was on a yacht party, Fab, Gav.
I was about to say, did they really have to recruit you to go to Miami?
It was crazy, but that's a place that you definitely have to be focused, because if not, you'll get lost in the sauce for sure.
Well, that's good that, as a New Yorker, we got a lot of distractions in New York too, just with different seasons out the year. They're just warm all year, so they have that. So it's good that you definitely had that experience and could deal with it, because going to Miami can be a plus and a negative. I watched it 30 for 30 the other day with the Miami boys and them football boys, where even during winning and competing, you have a lot of fun and the money things and so on and so forth. But you speak a lot about Villanova, Jay Wright, and so on and so forth. Tell me how that had an impact for you.
To this day, man, like I still have dreams of being at Villanova. Like I'm worried I'm gonna miss a practice. I wake up like, oh That's my God. Crazy. Like I swear, like every so often I wake up, I got a dream we about to have a game. Villanova impacted me differently, man, because if it was up to me, I would have stayed, because Jay Wright, as a coach, was able to pull things out of me that a lot of coaches aren't able to do. You know what I mean? He was able to, again, when I was playing in high school, I never took a charge. I never dove on the floor. I was just, I was dancing, I was scoring, putting on shows. But as far as defense,
New Yorkers, how we
yeah. Like I would play here and there. I would play defense here and there. But he told me right away, if you want to get on the court, you got to play defense. And I already knew I'm there with Corey Fisher, Corey Stokes, Scotty Reynolds. So I got to do something to get on the court. And I remember one time we was getting ready to play Syracuse, and he played the film. He was like, yo, you watch Kyle Lowry. Don't watch nobody else. And I'm talking about Kyle might be my height, maybe shorter. Right. He grabbing rebounds, taking charges, and it had me motivated like, yo, I could do that. So that's why I love Jay, man, because you're going to play the way he wants you to play, or you're not going to play at all.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your ultimate decision on leaving Villanova? Like, what made you, and what was that process like? And, what was that process like?
It came down to, politics is a real thing. Don't let nobody tell you it's not. Politics in the basketball world is a real thing. And, I'm coming from Paul Robeson. We weren't the powerhouse that we once were. Every year we had somebody going D1. But, if you think about it, and this is me being as humble as I could possibly be, I'm the last one to go to a high Division I school. I graduated in 2006. Yeah. So Jay Wright's never going to go back to Paul Robeson and get another player. Ever. But he's going to go to St. Benedict's. He's going to go to St. Patrick's. So if somebody got to sacrifice, it would be me, because he know he got to go back down there
Yeah.
and get another player. So that's what it came to, man. And I was like, yo, I already wasted a year. I felt like I proved that I could play on that level. And my minutes was up and down. So I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here because if I waste 2 years, I'm in trouble.
But what made you that again, the thought process, all right, cool, freshman, going into sophomore year, like what made you like feel like you wouldn't get those extra minutes in?
Because when you go to Villanova or a school of that nature, you're gonna always have big time players coming there.
Yeah.
Higher ranked McDonald's All-Americans. And again, I was known locally in New York and I was known around, but not like a Malik Wayans.
Yeah.
I remember when I was there, Tariq Evans was on his visit.
Yeah.
Tariq Evans come there, you got Tariq, Corey Fisher, Corey Stokes, Scotty, where Malcolm Grant gonna fit in? So I'm thinking about that. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta make a decision quick.
Yeah.
Because you could get lost. You could get lost in the sauce, man, then it'd be over. And like I said, it'd be 2 years going, and now I got 2 years to figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it was a very tough decision, man, because again, I had built a home there. It was family. And I remember leaving, Jay Wright was like, we are not playing your school. Because he knew I was a killer, you know what I mean? But he was in a tough situation. And I wish that he would tell me that, though. That's something I think I would love to hear from him. Because he never told me that. That's just my assumption. But I would love to get that from him.
Yeah, Jay Wright, we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. We need your,
He's on
testimony
CBS
about
now?
my guy MG3. We need
He
that.
ain't even doing that no
He
more.
ain't even doing that. He's,
Yeah.
on the, he's doing something all different right now, right?
Yeah. He just made the announcement. I think he's just chilling right now. I don't think he's doing nothing.
But you know what? I'm glad H2O is always on this platform because you explain your college route, your high school to college route, and now you explain, that high school to college route. Like people don't even know Robeson back in the days.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Todd Miles, Allen Griffin, Shamel Jones. I mean, the list
Absolutely.
goes on.
Yeah.
And you went to Division I programs, and still there were obstacles there. See, a lot of the kids don't understand that. They think they just go anywhere. You got to make the right college choice for you and your family. I think when you're a young kid, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that the coach is definitely has a slot that's saying you're playing now, and you probably have a 1 to 3 future. And then you also can see how you can get to read and write too, because if you sprain your ankle, you might want to know how to read and write and put a stamp on an envelope, right?
That's a big part of it.
So, but and that's the problem, everybody's running for the names and so on and so forth. You got to make sure you go somewhere where you're going to play,
Right.
whether academically,
Right.
athletically, both ways. Training. H2O, we do that. Queens Week just passed by. Queens Week, $10,000. So that was amazing for them to do on October 25th, the fall brawl coming up.
Yeah.
The high school teams. You're doing high school and middle school coaching now as well, too.
Yes.
Talk about that experience and don't tell me Trey Songz and Hashi helped you teach these kids, because some of those fundamentals I said, that's the MG,
Right.
That Brooklyn guy, that dog,
Right.
that is now teaching what he's learned through
Right.
every realms,
Right.
hopefully business as well too.
Right.
You're explaining to those kids on what they're doing. How do you implement that? Commentary on top of coaching and so on and so forth.
Man, it's tough, man. I tell people all the time, you truly, truly have to pray for this generation, man, because we are living in different times. I mean, they have so many distractions, you know what I mean, from social media, Xbox, PlayStation 5, iPads, Twitter, you know what I mean? It's so much. So I try to use all the things that I've been through, and I try to give them game. And especially when it come to basketball, it's like these guys are just playing to play. You know what I mean? Like they don't love the game like how we used to love it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I walk past a park and there's nobody in the park. When I was coming up, I got to the park at maybe 12, and I'm leaving the park at maybe 12.
Yeah.
I'm talking about an all-day thing.
And you might have been late.
It's definitely an issue too, because when I put together like the tournaments and events like that, and we do the holiday classic, some of the coaches like, oh man, I don't even know if my players are gonna be here or want to play. during the
imagine
holidays. I couldn't. I used to love playing the Thanksgiving Classic at York College and things like that, or go play in the holiday classics and things of that nature. That's one of the main reasons why I started, the Elite 32 and the Holiday Classic. So when I'm hearing some of this stuff from these coaches, it's like mind-boggling, but it's a real thing. And these student athletes, the athlete part is not really in it no more. You know what I'm saying? It's missing big time.
I had a kid tell me, he asked me, he said, "Coach, can I go home? My stomach hurt." I looked at him. I said, "Do you know what Jay Wright would have told me?
Oh my goodness!
If I asked to go
You're
home,
done. You're finished.
Your stomach hurts.
If you didn't run into huddle, like these kids be walking,
Small things like that,
little stuff, like
small
it's
things
insane.
like that." But like you said, that's where guys like myself, Gary Irvin, who's a big brother of mine. I love what he's doing at Nazareth because the youth needs that. You know what I mean? We need more of that. We need guys that played at that level. Even if you didn't make it to the NBA, if you played overseas, you played at a high D1. You know what I mean? Like, we have to give the game back to these kids. You know what I mean? And not just basketball, life gyms as well.
Yeah.
Because that's what's most important. The kids are wild, man. They don't respect nobody. They don't fear anything. And I'm big on that. You know what I mean? I'm big on respect. I'm big on pull your pants up. What you sagging for? We ain't wearing no mask. We ain't doing none of that. We trying to raise young men. You understand what I'm saying? Because the ball is going to stop bouncing at one time.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're going to fall back on.
Speaking about that, the ball is going to stop bouncing one time. I feel like you retired a little bit early than most, right? And a lot of people would say that
H2O
about
is
me.
like the excellent, he's like the excellent scout. Like he can tell everybody when they're at their Phoenix,
right?
When it's at the end,
right?
And I kind of transitioned. I transitioned to refereeing. Now I'm doing pro-am, and I literally stopped playing. My last summer tournament game was like last year, and I stopped playing, went full throttle into pro-am officiating. I kind of moved up the ranks really quickly because understanding the game is a little bit different. So what's that? I know what my thought process was, but somebody like yourself, you kind of I'm done, and really stayed in that space. A lot of people come out. You see Gary Irvin, you spoke about him earlier. He kind of teeter-totters, and he's still playing, at least in Gersh.
Right.
But what makes you not just play?
Well, I go through the same thing. I'm super competitive. I love the game, and I was gonna play this summer. I had worked all winter. I was eating right, working out. And I actually played a game in Gersh, played really well.
Yeah.
And then I got the opportunity with GameChangers
that GameChanger app call.
Yeah.
And say, okay,
Once they call, I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna get this up. But it's tough, man, because like I said, I'm a true competitor, and I truly do love the game of basketball.
Yeah.
So, if I come to a game and it's packed, I see myself in that game like, oh, I'd have did this move. The crowd would have went crazy here. You know what I mean? So. It's still there, but now I'm at the point where it's like, yo, listen, I'm getting old. I'm tired of my back hurting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It hurts to play.
I got to get a machine gun. I'm tired of doing that. I just want to chill. You know what I mean? Make sure I'm eating right. But enjoy my time, man, with my family, and try my best to impact people as much as possible.
Yeah, I struggle with that. With not struggle,
not
but
playing
sometimes
anymore,
when I go and I'm refereeing games, and these guys aren't good at all, and I'm like, bruh,
you got a hard job, though. Refereeing,
it's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. Nothing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I go through it. I go through that a lot.
That 4-step move.
Yes.
Can we talk about that 4-step move here and you on your page?
Yes.
I mean, how do you see the kids doing it? Are you teaching it to the kids? Is it too much for them? They might, they want to dribble the ball too much and they don't want the right time to when to use that move.
The 4-step, man, that's something that's very, very special to me. And I have to give props to my brother, my best friend from my childhood, Bronson Patrick. He was a very, very good player. He also went to Van Arsdale High School.
Okay.
And again, like I said, growing up, everything was basketball. And my parents were strict, so I couldn't just go to the park by myself. And we would be outside just dribbling. And at this time, this might be around, I want to say maybe like 98, 99 or something like that. We just outside dribbling. And at this time, it was a popular move called a 2-step. I don't know if everybody remember that. It was a 2-step.
Yep.
If you notice, the move is in the 4-step. That's how you start the move off, with the 2-step. So one day we just doing the move, we doing the 2-step, and my friend Bronson goes, it'll be crazy if you do the 2-step, bring it back and do this. And he does the move. So I'm like, yo, let me see the ball real quick. So I try it. I'm like, yo, that's type crazy. But again, when you know you're doing stuff like this, you're not thinking like, yo, I'm going to try this or this going to go crazy in the years to come. People going to do it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I'm playing for Juice All-Stars, Tiny Morton, and we getting ready to go on a trip to Indiana. And Tiny is on the court, like just messing around with us. And I hit him with it. And Tiny almost fell.
Wow.
Tiny, watch your neck, man.
And you know what? This is what's been told to me. Tiny, please don't kill me. You know I love you, but this is what Rah Slime, the commentator for Zone 6, he said that was the first time that I actually did the move. And once I saw everybody's reaction, I'm like, oh, nah, I might have something. And I just kept doing it. And it just became extremely popular to where, you know, in the pandemic, I was doing something on Instagram to where, like, everybody was doing the 4-step move. Show me your best 4-step move. I would post it. I would interview them. So I want to get it as big as Sham God's. But, you know, in due time, man. You know, God's timing is the best timing, and it'll happen. I gotta promote it more, you know what I mean? But it'll happen. If you go on my page, the 4-step, I actually shot a commercial for it, which was super dope. So that's my move, man. I love it. I need it in the NBA. I need it in 2K. We need it all over.
No, this is the world, and it's the platform, right, for you to definitely get that out there. And
Right.
You spoke about the Game Changer app and all the work you did this summer, you know, NY Classic, Pro City, and so on and so forth. How was that experience to work with Joe Pope and those guys? And
Joe is my guy, man. Joe is a good dude, man. And
legend.
super, super legend, man. And, you know, he reminds me of my uncle, you know, and from
The one that never stopped telling jokes, neither.
Right. You know what I mean? And, you know, me and Joe, we had knew each other, but not like that. And, you know, our first time when we did it, you know, he was super cool, and he just gave me a lot of game. Yo, look, this how we going to do this. I'll say this at this time. You bring your flavor. And I was very, very thankful for that because, you know, sometimes when you work with people, you don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, ego get in the way. They may feel like, well, I'm Joe Pope, who are you? You know what I mean? And it was none of that. And you know, we clicked right away, man. We clicked right away. This is somebody who's been around the game, who actually played the game. And then, you know, me, myself, my personality, it just gels, man. And it was a true blessing, you know what I mean? Because I was able to see the youth, see who's coming up.
Absolutely.
And I was also able to, you know, I was doing a broadcast with Jadakiss. This is somebody I grew up
Pro
listening
City
to
Chip,
his
right?
music. You know what I mean? Pro City Chip. I'm sitting next to Dave East. I'm talking to Stephon Marbury. Like, this
Absolutely.
is a dude who I watched since I was a kid. I'm actually
marveled.
having a conversation with him. So God is the greatest, man. It's a blessing for sure.
What was your first memory of basketball, and who taught you the game? Like, what was your first basketball memory? Like, I remember myself when, like, what the Knicks played the Bulls and Jordan, and those are the things that I remember. Like, what's one of your first memories?
My first memory, so you know, like if you go in Target or a store like that, you know they have like a little area where, this sounds crazy, pause, but they just got like mad balls. That was crazy, pause. But my first memory of, I had like this,
Hit that pause
I guess,
button,
yeah,
man.
pause was crazy. I had like a highlighter basketball, and I would just be in the house dribbling all day long. I had a crazy imagination because I'm the youngest. All my brothers were older, so they're not going to play with me in the house. So I would put on Kenny Anderson. You know, this is VCR days. He's at Georgia Tech. The part in his hair, he got the tape on his wrist, T-shirt underneath, and everything he did on the tape, I'm emulating in the house. And that's actually how I learned how to play the game. So whatever I saw Kenny do, I did. Whatever I saw Stephon Marbury do, I did.
Damn, man, we did that to Bobby Hurley. That was my man, too.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Bobby, that's my man.
He did him bad. That was foul. Like, you ain't have to do him like that. That was nasty.
It's that Queens,
You know what I
bro.
mean?
I
Queens,
don't know
big
what
dog.
they're doing
Big
out
Queens,
there.
big Queens,
Bad
big-
You know what I'm
kids.
saying? So that's how it started, man. And then shout out to my pops, man. God bless his soul, my best friend. He spent every moment of his life, you know, with me and teaching me the game. And you know, I owe it to him. I owe it to my brothers because they taught me the game. Without them, it's no MG3.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, and I was gonna say how, you know, I've lost my mom very early on.
Yeah.
Like, I lost her in my sophomore year in college, and I know the impact that they had on me.
Oh man.
It was I remember having to fly back from Chafee, my junior college, to come back to her funeral. I held up the funeral for like 3 hours because I didn't want to walk in. So, because I couldn't really fathom like the reality of it all. So like, how has that affected you? Like losing your pops, like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, anybody who knows MG, they know if you saw me, you saw my father and you saw his bike. And, losing him, man, crushed me. But God is great because he knows that if I have been around him, I would still be like really struggling to this day. You know what I mean? He wasn't in New York at the time that he passed. He had went to North Carolina with my older brother LeVar. And, I saw him deteriorating. You know what I mean? But I didn't see it at the very end. And God knew if I would have saw that, that would have been very, very hard to come back from. You know what I'm saying? And, not to, mess the mood up or nothing like that, but
It's tough.
it's to this day, I still have moments where he come up and I just start crying.
Yeah.
I know I'm not over it. You know what I mean? That was my dog, man.
You're never gonna get over it.
That was my dog.
Me losing my mom, like I just, she just inspires me to do.
Right.
Like my mother was a teacher. I became a teacher. My mother put on events and tournaments. I put on events and tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like honor her in other ways. I pray to my mother. I believe in God, but I pray to my mother every morning. Like it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? But that gets me going.
Right.
That gets me through. But I kind of wanted to know, knowing that how close you was to your pops and everything like that. What's something that you keep with you every day from something that he taught you? Like,
so actually what I'm doing now, he wasn't a teacher, but my father was very, very popular in New York for just being a dad. You know what I mean? Again, where we come from, you don't really see a lot of kids having the opportunity or the blessing to have their father. You know what I mean? So, he was the neighborhood's father.
yeah.
Everybody knew my father, you know what I mean? And if he saw a kid doing something wrong, he talked to him. He give him game. And, that's the thing I do now with the kids at my school. And everybody in the building say, yo, you like the school dad. You know what I mean? Everybody come to you. So when I'm creating these relationships with the kids, it's in thought of, this is how my pops was.
Yeah.
And it's natural. I'm not doing that, forcing it. That's what I saw from my pops. And, you know what I mean? That's my job because that's what I seen from him. So now I want to, just try to lead the youth in the right way, man, because it's scary out here.
Yeah, so one thing that we do here with NYC Elite 32 and Wavy World, and, H2O brought up, trials and tribulations, and you mentioned your story as well, too. With that being said, and you going through all that adversity, what does peace mean to you?
Oh, man, peace is everything, especially at this age. I'm 37 years old. I don't have time to be, I'm very, very big
It also
on
can be a
energy.
place, a person, and continue to go as well, too.
I'm very big on energy. You know what I mean? I need positive energy. If you're not bringing positive energy or peace, you can't be around me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm like super, super big on that. And I think as a people, if we were taught that we would be, we would be well off. You know what I mean? We let too much negative energy, take hold of what we're doing. You know what I mean? We focus too much on negative energy. I think we should focus on the positive because that's what's going to help us in life. You know what I mean? So I'm extremely big on peace.
Now, here goes the next one. We take it to the bridge very, very soon. Brooklyn Ballers. Top 5 Brooklyn ball players you look, whether street or NBA, coming up in your time. And in the high school division and middle school division, who do you see as a good basketball player or young and upcoming coming up?
So the last question, who I see, I can't name everybody because I'm just now getting back outside as far as seeing the youth. Judah Simmons, I believe that's his last name, Judah Simmons. Very, very good player, basketball player. He's a guard, point guard, sees the court extremely well, smooth, got a handle. My cousin, Amir Chambers, very, very talented. I need him to work a little harder, but he's off top. What was the first question? I'm sorry.
Well, which 5 ball players from Brooklyn? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Or you can go to, any type of realms with it.
I gotta go Booger Smith. Booger Smith changed my life. I remember the first time I seen Booger play in Kingston Park. Short dude, flat top. This is the first time I seen people hanging on gates.
Right.
They're hanging on gates to see this dude play. I'm like, yo, who is this? Like, why they want to see him so bad? And I'll never forget, I'm sitting front row, and these two dudes tried to trap him. He threw it around one dude's head, which we call the wrap. And then he put it behind his back and threw a no. I'm not exaggerating. I know this sounds crazy. I'm not fronting. This is very true. He wrapped the dude, put it behind his back, then threw a no look with his left hand. The crowd went insane. I looked at my father. I said, "That's what I want to do, and I want to do it like him."
Yeah.
So I got to go Booger Smith.
Shout out to Ed.
I'm a dude that I saw. I gotta go Gary Irvin.
Gary Irvin was tough, man.
Listen, the stuff that I saw him doing. I'm in the 8th grade. God bless his soul. Larry Majors, he let me practice with Roll. You know, he knew I was coming to Roll, so he let me practice with them as an 8th grader, and I'm going against Gary Irvin. This is the player of the year in New York City. I'm actually going against him, and Gary's not taking it easy on me. He's elbowing me. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm in the 8th grade. You gotta relax. Like, I'm not bashy. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta give it to G. I gotta go Bashy. Bashy inspired me differently. Once I saw it through the fire, I'm like, yo, I'm not working hard enough.
Right.
I saw him running the stairs. He running the beach. I'm like, yo, you bugging. Like, you got to do that.
That whole lineage, that family.
You know what I mean? So I go Boogs, Gary, Bashy, and I go Andre Barrett.
Andre Barrett.
Andre Barrett wanted me. He made me want to be light skinned.
Right.
I wanted to be light skinned. I wanted to have light eyes like Andre. I wanted to get waves like Andre. Like, that's how much I love Dre.
And those are the times when is it him, Omar Cook,
Cook, Talik
Brown.
And this is when New York is at its highest peak. I'm talking about
Chris Duhon was #1 in down south at that time.
I'm talking about Rice versus Christ the King at Fordham. It's packed. If you move, you cannot get your seat back.
Crazy.
Like, I'm talking about
Catholic
these
games
times.
feeling like public school.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about that era. You know what I mean? So
Heck, we got to make sure they put that in the comments. Top 5 ball players, man. Brooklyn, young and upcomers too in the high school division, the PSAL. Brooklyn, which is probably, in my opinion, the most toughest toughest division in the PSALs.
Yeah.
And we here with the world. You know, H2O. If you got anything else to say,
I want to hear two things. I want to hear your top 5 NBA players.
right now and
No,
Oh, Lord.
of all time, your top 5 NBA player list, and who started you playing basketball? Like, what that play? Like, my favorite player used to be Allen Iverson and Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was actually, I like Scottie Pippen over Michael Jordan.
Malcolm, be careful what you say too, because he's gonna put it in a group chat tonight.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
It's gonna be right in the group chat tonight.
Listen,
Like, I
as
like
far as-
Scottie Pippen over Michael Jordan.
That's what I'm saying. Basketball wise, I'm a big fan of Scotty.
Yeah.
But how he's been violating Mike in the media,
He's been wilding.
I want to put hands on him.
Hands, feet.
Because you being disrespectful.
But
bro.
you don't know how he really felt in that moment back then. No social media, no outlet to speak about certain things. Pippen. If you feel like, yo, I am somebody who really contributed to these wins.
Right.
I love Michael Jordan. I don't think they win those championships
Absolutely,
without
I
Scottie
agree.
Pippen.
I agree, but
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
But if you look at any interview that MJ did, to my knowledge, he always says that. He never talks down on Scotty.
But then you also, MJ's getting $33 million a year. Scotty's getting $2 million.
That ain't Mike's
But
fault.
yeah. See that, and I don't even
So
want to
you
go
could-
there because
again,
that's not
as
Mike's fault.
As my man, you coming back signing 1-year deals for $33 million, and I'm signed for 2. Yo, my man needs this.
Now that you
What-
know what,
what
I
makes
would
him his
agree with
man?
that. I would.
Huh?
What makes him his man?
Nah, you
They never
can't-
grew up together.
Yo,
Yeah, but you can't say that.
dog.
I
If
mean,
we going to battle
going to
together.
war?
We going to war together. That's my man. I got to
6
look out.
a.m. workouts?
Yeah, I got to look out.
But I gotta really
get
question,
him.
what do
But
you
how,
make-
But how we know Mike can do that though?
It clearly couldn't, because Mike could have said, I'm not playing unless you fix this and make this right. 100%.
Yeah, but still, we can't do that because again, we weren't there. We don't know the ins
We didn't
and
have to
outs,
be there. We saw the last dance. You saw the last dance.
which
Mike
was
ain't
by
do that.
far phenomenal.
That was incredible.
I think both of their perspectives is the right perspective.
When I watched the last dance, not to get off topic, but it reintroduced why Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time and better than LeBron James.
I love LeBron, but like it's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah, I guess.
Top 5 NBA players.
Oh my God. Michael Jeffrey first. I call him Michael Jeffrey. I got a personal relationship with him.
Black Jesus.
Michael Jeffrey.
He born in Brooklyn.
Braun. He's definitely born in
Born in Brooklyn.
Definitely born in Brooklyn. I'm going Michael Jeffrey. I'm going no order. Well, no. Mike is first, and then after that, whatever. Kobe Bean. Braun. Shaq. I gotta go my son Kevin Garnett, man.
I'm fine with that.
KG.
I gotta go KG.
Okay.
I love KG.
Okay.
So
I think that was a bias.
why you say that?
Everybody's
He's
list
not
is
in
biased.
Top 5
Ever?
Kareem
I
Abdul-Jabbar.
didn't see
Like you
him.
ain't see him.
I didn't
I
see
feel
them.
the same way, but
I didn't see Kareem. I didn't see Wilt. I didn't see Magic.
Yeah.
MJ.
Them guys that I named, I saw.
MG.
Okay.
When you said LeBron, he rolled his eyes so far that it went all the way to the Grand Concourse.
we
It went all the way to the Grand Concourse.
We gotta be honest. Let's think about this. Like, this is a man from high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, who has showed up. That's a lot of pressure, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? And yes, we don't agree with all the things that he do, but for the most part, like, we gotta give him his flowers.
I think he the politician though. I think he the person. Such and such is smoking and like, I think he does stuff like that. I think LeBron.
H2O is tough.
Yeah. Like, I think LeBron does that. I think he's a bad teammate.
There
bro.
goes the game changer. There goes the game changer appearance right there.
calling my son a rat.
I think he kind of like, I think LeBron be like
calling
the
my
person
son a
like,
rat.
yo,
Yeah,
I think such and
Bron,
such.
you
was
right.
like-
You all right with me? So if you wanna,
Bron, Bron, we love you.
Good, Bron. You could come down to the Bronx.
We love you.
Yo,
and I real quick, a funny story real quick. I met Braun. So when he first did the decision, I'm at Miami. A week later, they come to Hoop.
that's fire.
And he had played with Gary in the Jordan joint.
Yeah.
So whatever, real quick, we played them. My school, we played against is Braun, CP3, Mike Miller. I think Udonis Haslam, Chris Bosh, a few others. We wound up beating them the first game.
Miami?
Like that 5 right there.
Right,
My school, we beat them. The players that's there, we beat them. I swear to on my son, I wouldn't lie to you. He goes off the court.
That's hard to believe.
On my soccer drop dead right now. First of all, it's like I know I'm humble. Like I'm MG. Like how I give it up. You know how I get to it. You know how I get to it. You know how I get to it. You know what I'm saying? I was right at CP. I was right at CP. So listen, I was right at him. I hit him with the 4-step. He talking about that's a walk. They ain't no walk. I 4-stepped you. But we beat him. Ron is on the side going crazy. We can't be losing this and that. They come back on the court. My man talking crazy to him. Reggie Johnson, big Kobe fan.
Yeah.
Ron get in the post. As he's shooting the fadeaway, my man Reggie like, yo, that's off. Bron like, yo, I'm 2-time MVP. Don't disrespect me out here. All net. He get a steal. I lie to you not. He dunked the ball so hard, the rim is shaking. He running back. He said, if it break, I'll pay for that motherfucker. This is real talk. Real talk. And then after we chopped it up, I told him Gary Irvin was a big brother of mine.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, you ready? He was like, I've never been more ready. This when he was the villain. He was like, yo, I've never been more ready. He was like, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
So Bron cool, man. He was
That's
funny.
what's up,
He
that's
loved
what's up.
Martin and all that. So real cool story, man.
That's
Bron
what's
is
up.
dope, though. Yeah.
That's what's up. Nah, I'm just too big of a Bulls fan, Jordan fan, to kind of like, but I understand it. Bron is us. Like, that's our era. Like, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure,
Like,
for sure.
Respect to LeBron, but he's not better than Jordan. That's
No,
it.
nah.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
got to understand, what Mike was to us, that's what he is to
all of them.
the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
Listen, man, this was a great one. We got the city, we got Long Island, we got the world. Mr. MG, Grant in the building,
Yes,
H2O,
sir.
Bronx
Yes, sir.
Tale
Yes, sir.
Studios. Make sure we lock in. We good. You can cue us up. We got a lot more work